ఇంకోటి కూడా వేసుకోడు కూర్చుంటాడు కిషోర్ కూడా
I'll request everybody to go on mute except for Dr. Sandhya, please.
FutureSkills Prime. Something better.
We are live on YouTube now.
Can you hear me, Amrita?
Yes,
Amrita,
ma'am, loud and clear.
You're also able to view the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, thank you. Good morning, Garima.
Good morning, Sanjay ji.
Good morning, Dr. Buddha Garu. Good morning. How are you, sir?
So when my turn comes, I will share my screen for 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay, all right, Andy.
And about the kind of investments we are getting into India and why we want to do this program, and
I will go off share and then come back again. Okay. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is Professor Muzaffar Ali, Dr. Abdullah Urdu University, Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh.
Wonderful, sir. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Sandhya.
Good morning. Good morning, Garima. How are you? Doing good?
Very well. Thank you for inviting me for this meeting today.
My pleasure, ma'am. So, Dr. Buddha Garu, we have got also a few industry members who will join us. So that's how it runs, okay?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Myself, Venkatesh from Halapur Institute of Technology, Yeluru, Andhra Pradesh. Thank you for inviting me, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Our pleasure.
Hello. Good morning, Sandhya madam.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning.
I'm the principal of Andhra University College of Engineering. I'm Professor Srinivas.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
I am Professor Rajendra Prasad, Principal, College of Pharmacy, Andhra University.
Wonderful, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Sir. Start in
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Professor Venkat Rao, Dean Academic Affairs, Andhra University.
Right, Andy. Right.
Thank you for inviting me, madam.
Right.
Good morning, madam. Srinivas
Good morning,
from MBA College of Engineering and
Good
Technology.
morning. Good morning, sir. So, Professor Chandra Reddy Garu, shall we start, Andy?
అయిపోయింది. షీస్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ చాలు సార్ మనకి ఎందుకు.
సంజయ్ గారు.
ఎస్ అండి, చెప్పండి సార్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండి. ఐఎమ్ ప్రొఫెసర్ రామ్మోహన్ రావు.
రామ్మోహన్ రావు గారు, ఓకే అండి.
చైర్మన్ యాప్షి.
ఓకే అండి, నమస్కారం అండి.
అండ్ ఆన్ మై సైడ్ వీ హ్యావ్ వైస్ చైర్పర్సన్ లక్ష్మమ్మ గారు.
రైట్ అండి.
చైర్మన్ హేమచంద్ర రెడ్డి గారు విల్ జాయిన్ ఆన్లైన్ ఇన్ 5 minutes.
5 minutes అండి. సో విల్ వెయిట్ చేయమంటారా, స్టార్ట్ చేయమంటారండి?
డాక్టర్ సంధ్య గారు
చెప్పండి సార్.
I'm Professor Hemchandra Reddy. I have joined the meeting, sir.
We have joined the meeting, sir. Right.
Yes.
Shall we start, Andy? Good morning, Andy.
Yes,
shall we start, Andy?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Andy.
Dr. Sandhi garu,
చెప్పండి సార్.
Hello.
చెప్పండి. Hello.
Sandhi garu, let me introduce the audience to you.
Much, sir.
We have all 16 vice chancellors of our state universities here.
Right, sir.
And the principals of engineering, pharmacy colleges as well as government degree colleges.
Okay.
And the proceedings are being broadcasted through YouTube, and our faculty are viewing.
Right, thank you. May I request all others who are not on the panelists here, kindly go on mute. Small request, please. Kindly go on mute others who are otherwise. Hello, good morning. Professor Hemachandra garu, shall I start, Andy? Hello. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to everyone. It's my intense pleasure to participate today from NASSCOM and the IT/ITS Sector Skill Council along with AICT on this path-breaking program with very senior dignitaries of the state government of Andhra Pradesh, AP State Council of Higher Education, senior vice chancellors, principals, faculty and students. At the outset, let me thank heartily Sri Satish Chandra Garu IAS, Special Chief Secretary, Government of AP, Professor K. Hemachandra Reddy Garu, Dr. Ram Mohan Garu, and last but not the least, our mentor and guide, Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha, CCO, AICT, for enabling this program today. As you all know, we are living in very tumultuous times, and with the onslaught of COVID, the fast forward button has been activated, and therefore embracing technology to the fullest has changed the way we live, learn, and work. There are multiple focuses that you all know that is impacting all of us in so many ways, the foremost being the power of disruptive technologies like AI, big data, IoT, cyber security, 3D printing, augmented virtual reality, robotic process automation. Then you will also have blockchain. All of these scenarios are changing the way we live and learn. But the beauty of it is that these technologies are just not impacting the IT industry, all industry sectors without exclusion, ranging from agriculture to manufacturing, healthcare, banking system, construction, retail, and the list goes on. What this will do is it will totally change the way work is going to be enacted in the future, and also will change the nature of work. It is informed through our research that almost 40% of all companies across all industry sectors will disappear in the next 5 to 10 years. In the IT sector specifically, in the next 5 years up to about 2030, you will find that about 54% of the work will have a minor integration of technology and will continue on the traditional roles. 34% will have a major impact with all these technologies that I've talked about in a mixed manner. It's going to be cross-functional in nature. It will be changing. But 6% is going to be in areas that we don't even know right now. And you have to be prepared to be able to embrace this. And that's what this whole program is all about. But 6% of 600 million people is 94 million jobs. Overall net of automation we think about 13 major sectors will be impacted with technology, and these disruptive technologies in particular, and will create 154 million new jobs in the next 10 to 15 years. However, this opens up both challenges for all of us as well as opportunities. To enable and facilitate these opportunities, let me just change the screen. I'm not able to move the screen, madam. Yeah, so yeah, I've got this. So to actually enable all these technologies and to help all of us in Andhra Pradesh in particular, AICT and NASSCOM has actually having a collaborative program, which is this FutureSkills Prime program. This FutureSkills Prime program is the brainchild of NASSCOM, launched in 2018 by the Prime Minister himself. What happened then was, when we anticipated that these disruptive technologies are going to change the nature of work and ultimately the way we live and learn, we said we as an industry have to upskill ourselves. So to date, almost 40 to 45% of the 4 million IT/ITS employees across 92% of the companies in IT/ITS in this country have been upskilled. So this, we are now making it available to the rest of the country, and AP is the first one in particular under the guidance of AICT. This has been funded as a collaborative initiative under the Ministry of IT, and AICT being a part of all of us in the emerging technology space. Professor Sahasrabuddhe guided us, and specifically Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha, who has basically enabled this initiative with us. Thanks to, as I said, Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy and Mr. Ramohan Rao Garu, that all of this will be enabled. So now FutureSkills Prime is going to be a program which is already launched in November, and we have now then AICT has also unveiled it, and now we are going to further take it on to the rest of the community, and we are going to do a very focused approach to a few states, and Andhra Pradesh takes the lead on this. So may I now, with these few words, invite Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy Garu to actually speak a few words on how building a future-ready talent pipeline is critical for Andhra Pradesh. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Garu, for the wonderful inaugural address. At the outset, I thank Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha of AICT. It is his initiative. He has directed me to contact the NASSCOM, and the FutureSkills Prime AICT tie-up is for the first time being extended to the higher education system of Andhra Pradesh. And I take this opportunity to thank both of you, Dr. Buddha and Dr. Sandhya, for making this a reality today. And all the respected vice chancellors who are attending this virtual meeting, and all the principals of engineering, pharmacy, and degree colleges, and all the faculty and students who are viewing this broadcast. Very good morning to all of you. And let me once again take this opportunity to thank Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha. When we were discussing, he was mentioning about many initiatives of AICT. And in fact, I had an opportunity to inform him that we at State of Andhra Pradesh, we are bringing in a lot of changes into the curriculum as such, particularly post-COVID, embracing the blended mode of learning. So let me very briefly take this opportunity to inform all the delegates, members from NASSCOM, AICT, that we have reviewed both non-professional as well as professional course curriculum in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We have made internship mandatory, 10 months of internship mandatory during the course duration. And we have introduced 20% of the programs which are skill-oriented. And we also give enormous flexibility to the student as well as the college, in terms of, learning through MOOCs. And now we have given an option to the student to either choose a program being offered at the college or choose a program being offered online or elsewhere by a professional body which offers a certificate, we said we can convert those certificates into credits and then award degrees based on that. So when the stage is perfectly set and we are looking at all the kind of help that NASSCOM is offering to the state of Andhra Pradesh, we are very thankful to both Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha and Dr. Sandhya for giving us this wonderful opportunity. So without further delaying the things, I request Dr. Sandhya to please take over and present your viewpoints. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu. I will now invite Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha to talk about this collaborative initiative and initiate his point of view. So if you can, Amrita, just get off show and give the screen to Dr. Buddha. He will just articulate for a while. Over to you, Dr. Buddha. There seems to be a clash. Right.
Dr. Buddha, you're on mute.
Dr. Buddha?
Oh, my apologies.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, good morning, all. I think I see this as one of the best day in my life because I myself from Andhra Pradesh. So I know, and I did my education from Andhra. So I know the kind of infrastructural as well as supply chain management opportunities, and we are pretty good in IT side. But there are lots of opportunities coming up in India as well as on the international level. So which I would like to share, and why we started this initiative and why this initiative is important for our students for their better future. So as you know, in the national education policy, we made lots of changes on the employability side, internship side, and reforms, on the examination side, etc. So on the internship side, basically we, Honorable Prime Minister gave us a target to fulfill 1 crore internship opportunities by 2025. So that is nothing but the upskilling the student capabilities and making them industry ready. See, when India as well as China, when both started in 1950s, our GDP is almost same. But slowly China moved forward because what they did, they upskilled their students and they identified the global requirements, upskilled their students, and they made them industry ready. I think this is the bus what we missed last time. I think this time, with help of this new education policy, definitely we will reach that initiative and we will become a Vishwaguru of the world. So as you already know, India is a youthful nation with a highly skilled workers. I mean, there is no question on the skilling side. I mean, we are pretty good on technology. We adopted 3G, we adopted 4G volt. Now we even ready to adopt 5G technologies much faster than developed nations, even though we are a developing nation. And speed, think tank called Jugaad, right? We can figure out a solutions from anything. Like yesterday, I was watching in one of the small WhatsApp I received. Someone made this mask as a band, and they put it on their this thing. So I mean we have that kind of a jugaad, that kind of a out of the box thinking, which is very, very important for 21st century. And trust is another factor where we are winning over Chinese, because as of now, most of the countries are not trusting Chinese, and they are coming and investing in our country. In last 10 years, I'm happy to share that more than 310 billion US dollars investments have inflows to India. And within the during pandemic period, we have received more than $74 billion of investment. So imagine the whole world is looking towards our country, not only as a mass production area. It is for a marketing, for a sales. I mean, we ourselves are 1.4 billion. So that can be a best of the best marketing as well as sales bet for any country. So they can invest, they can test, they can market, they can sell the product there itself. So the overall, the profitability for the companies will increase. So this is what happening in last so many years. And what kind of investments we are receiving? We are receiving investments on the auto component side, automobiles, aviation, biotechnology, chemicals, construction, food processing, IT, BPM, leather, medium, mining, railways, roads and infrastructure. I mean, various segments. So within the segment, what we have realized is by 2024, we are going to have 10 crore direct and 40 crore indirect opportunities. So these are the kind of opportunities from an external investment point of view. But what about from an Indian government point of view? We have listed and we are running more than 6,835 projects, which is worth of 111 crore on the national infrastructure with respect to banking, financial services, food and grocery, energy sectors. I mean, integrating all the grades on the data and cloud. I'm sure you all agree our speed of the internet is increased like anything, because we have invested so many millions of rupees on the data and cloud, on the space side, on the education, research, innovation, on the transportation side. I'm sure you have better roads than what we used to have, and the communication side. So these are the kind of investments from the government side. So millions of opportunities even within the India from the government infrastructure point of view. And this is the one of the slide what WTO basically published. They say there are emerging technologies like data analytics, scientists, AI, machine learning, general operation management, software application development, big data specialists. So we have identified and looked into a couple of areas, couple of segmentations, which can generate mass employment in across the globe for next 5 to 10 years. So if you take industry 4.0, this is going to be a key revolutionary thing, because the most of the industry 4.0 investments are coming to our country. So the beauty of this is going to generate mass employment across the sectors. So if you take an augmented reality or a big data or a predictive analysis, or if you take a cloud computing side or a cyber security side, only on the cyber security alone, we need 35 lakh cyber security professionals. That do high level professionals. If you ask me, the kind of a lower level as well as, if we count everything, somewhere around 1 crore cyber security professionals required for next 5 years. And every mobile we use, the minute the technology is getting upgraded, even our healthcare services are getting connected to internet, our the government services are getting connected to internet, and everyone is using WhatsApp, Facebook. I mean, the more we are connecting to a digital India, digital world, the more cyber security requirements are coming up. And every company is looking for a cyber security expert to secure their own information. So we have come up with one kind of an amazing course from NASSCOM. I mean, trust me, you will love it. Amazing course. And one of the best course I have seen, even though I'm a cyber security certified, but I have seen very valuable course, not only for our students, for our faculty also. So after that, we have a huge supply chain management and logistic opportunities. I mean, if you take example in our Andhra, we have Visakhapatnam, Kakinada, Machilipatnam, all these Krishnapatnam ports, and we are coming up with upgraded infrastructure, and upgraded infrastructure is getting connected to the nearby roads, and we are having lots of infrastructure, supply chain and logistic opportunities. In the whole world, if you see for next 5 to 10 years, there are 800 million opportunities only on the supply chain and logistics side. I mean, from the procurement, from the inventory control, from the logistics, product life cycle, pricing, demand management, vertical integration. I mean, and most of the investments are coming towards India, and our ports, what we have, the current ports are getting upgraded. I mean, I'm sure you all agree that the current China ports are better than our ports. So now we are upgrading our infrastructure, and we are trying to take it to the next level, so that we will move to the next level, and we can have more imports and exports from our country. So which will create more opportunities. And from the automotive side, again, the Internet of Vehicles are coming up, and V2V, V2I engines, smart sensors, artificial intelligence, big data, and we are capturing all the vision-based information on the real time. I mean, it's a huge opportunity, because now we are interacting, with the Internet of devices, with the the physical devices. So this is where we are best in, and this is where we will get a lot of opportunities. Similarly for financial services, like mobile-based financial services, biometrics, open banking applications. So here we are getting lots of opportunities. If you see in India, we have more than 5 crore ATMs, and most of the physical devices of the ATMs are developed in Taiwan or China or other countries. Now they started developing all those applications in India because the artificial intelligence application and IoT devices which we are developing the coding. So we want to integrate all this together. So we have come up with one of the course on IoT side, because Internet of Things is the next generation, requirement. So every device, physical device, are going to get connected and going to have a digital twin of it. And we are going to interact with the digital twin so that it basically works with the physical device. So example, you can switch on, off, your motor or your fan, anything you take, any physical device, it is going to have an interaction with the digital clone, and the digital clone is the one which is going to control these entire entities. So on the biotech side also, we have coming up with a lot of opportunities. From the food tech side, again, IoT is playing a major role. On the 3D printing side, as ma'am is mentioning about 3D printing and robotics side. So we have come up with a couple of amazing courses from the NASSCOM side, and we try to put in all this in one place. And from the healthcare side, again, we have a lot of 3D printings, virtual wearables, robotics, and Internet of medical things. Nowadays, what doctors are doing, they are doing a virtual operation first. When they're moving towards a physical operation, what it really means is, for a patient body, there was a digital entity is ready, and they are operating that and successfully looking into the successful operation, and they are replicating the same operation. What it really means is, it's opened up a door for every Indian professional and our students to basically involve in these activities, learn, upskill themselves, and get an opportunity, because we have that something called Jugaad. We know how to take things forward, and we know how to crack these things. And most of the countries are still on the, if you ask me, the China, or if you take any developed nations also, now from the education point of view, they are not into as far, our Indian thing after new education policy 2020, because they are coming to us. They're asking us, oh, can you please explain about your education policy? Because we opened up the doors. Now we are not only creating a job seekers, we are going to create a job creators. We are going to create innovators. We are going to create researchers. So in order to do that, we need some kind of a upskilling platform. So that's where we taken help from NASSCOM, and they have created a very amazing platform, which the officer will demonstrate in a few minutes. So there is lots of opportunities on the energy side. I mean, if you take the smart meters or renewable energy, I mean, India became a second largest renewable energy consumer or producer in the world. But, we are not happy, because we want to be the best. So number one. So China is number one, we are in number two. Now we are doing lots of R&D on the renewable energy side and trying to push our country towards the number one slot. And there is the agricultural opportunities, telecommunication opportunities. And so what really results is 2025 by 2020, 2030, there are 300 crore opportunities in the entire world. So is our students ready? That's the biggest question, because we are giving a knowledge repository for them with help from the institute. So now we want to open up the practical approach to all our students with help of NASSCOM. So I thank NASSCOM as well as Hemchandra Reddy ji for giving this opportunity. And we have started this first with our state, because what we thought, I have seen that kind of industrial growth, and we have the seashore ready, and we have the infrastructure ready, and we have a best of the best colleges in our state. And the minute they have the real-time opportunities and real-time knowledge, the employability will increase. So that's where we created this FutureSkills Prime platform. So I request Sanjay ji to take forward from here, and I wish best of luck to everyone, and feel free to contact us. So we have a couple of other initiatives which we will discuss in further meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Buddha Garu. Amrita, if you could take it further slide, please. Screen the next slides. The next slide, please. I'm not able to see your slide screen. Not able to see the screen, Amrita? Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for this. So thank you, Dr. Buddha Garu. So it's really amazing, and I hope all of you have seen and understood the overview that Dr. Buddha has given. But to facilitate this opportunity and to enable India to build the talent pipeline for the whole world, and AP in particular, I would also basically, before I hand it over to Mr. Venkatram, who is heading this project for us and the team under him, I would just invite Ms. Garima Babar, who is from Adobe, to speak a few words, because companies like themselves, like Adobe, Cisco, Microsoft, Amazon, etc., have contributed keenly with great details reflecting the requirements of the industry. Over to you in a few words, Garima, please.
Thank you, Dr. Sandhya. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Sandhya. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, please.
So good morning, everyone. And it's an honor and privilege to be here amongst all of you, and heartiest congratulations to everyone who are onboarding onto their journey of NASSCOM Future Skills. We are a proud partner, and our journey began last year when we decided to have one of the courses on experience design powered by one of our tools called XD. We created a course which is now mapped to the Future Skills, the foundation curriculum. And we already have about 20,000 learners who have onboarded onto this journey. And we are very confident that 5,000 will complete by the end of, January. So it's been quite successful for us. And this course is absolutely free that we have put in partnership with NASSCOM SSE. And this foundation curriculum is for almost 40 to 43 hours, which has 20 hours of theory and practical, 20 hours of practical assignment, because we strongly feel that when it comes to skill development, there needs to be a hands-on session with the students. So therefore, these digital tools are being provided to the students with the help of videos, blogs, articles, and a complete course that is mapped to the foundation curriculum on UX design. We are really keen to take this partnership forward, and it would be an honor to partner with all the universities under Andhra Pradesh and the ICTE, where we can further scale up and make it more sustainable so that students are able to get credits onto this course, which I think has already been approved because this is an SSE foundation curriculum. This is just the starting point, for Adobe, and this has been a wonderful partnership. The kind of response that we have received from students, this strongly puts us forward that there is a huge opportunity for organizations like Adobe industry players to really come forward and start contributing in this mission mode project of skill development. So we are super excited, and we look forward to working with you. And please encourage your students to make the most of this course, which is available on FutureSkills Prime. It's absolutely free of cost for everyone. And please go ahead, and we look forward to taking this forward. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out to Dr. Sandhya, Venkat, or me. We are there to work.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Garima. Thank you so much. If I can move on to the next slide, Amrita. Next slide, Amrita. Thank you so much, Garima, once again. And here I invite Venkat, who is heading this project for us, to basically take us through the deep dive of this AI-enabled platform, which is built on an aggregator construct, which is a unique proposition in the global forum, right? So over to you, Venkat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandhya. Good morning, everyone, and wishing you all a very happy new year. Just share my screen 1 moment. Okay. So if you could just confirm if you're able to see my screen, then I will get going from there.
Yes, Venkat.
Okay, great. So what you see on the screen is actually the FutureSkills Prime website. As has been indicated earlier as well, it's a joint initiative between Ministry of Electronics IT, NASSCOM, and of course the industry partners as well. Now, how do you really get onto the platform? I'll keep it very short So you have a sign up button on the top, and you also have a start learning for free at the bottom. You can use either of them to actually get to the platform. So once you click on that, you will actually land onto the platform, the sign up page. Now, what you can do here is, this is one of the campaign that we're running on the AI Foundation. So that's what you see as a pop-up here. What you see as the right icon here is actually the chatbot. In case if you have a problem with the sign up, you can actually use the chatbot to talk to the agent as well and get that resolved. But we presume you won't have that situation. So let's get in here. So if you see, there are multiple options here. So as a student or a faculty, if you're really looking at, if you have a Gmail ID or any Google ID, you could use the login with Google. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you can use this, or you can just, some other ID, you can use a sign up button to get in there. Now, since I have signed in already, I'm just going to get into the platform, log into the platform. And this is what you see as your landing page or the home page. Now, I'll walk you through in terms of what are there on the home page, and then I'll get into the specific content as well. So on the home page, if you see, the first one that you see is more of a campaign that we're running on, starting with AI, because we all know that AI is considered as a general purpose technology as well. It's relevant across the various industry verticals. I think Dr. Buddha really talked about that, how these technologies are relevant in all spheres, whether it's IT, retail, banking, any of them. So that's the reason we focused on that. And of course, this will keep changing as we progress. And we've tried to put that in a logical sequence so that if somebody is new to AI, he can start with the basic awareness, then move on to the logical progression. What you see next here is actually the emerging technologies that Dr. Sandhya and also Dr. Buddha talked about. We have all the 10 technologies listed here, right from AI, AR, VR. And if I scroll to the right, you would see the other channels as well. Now, you could choose to follow a particular channel, or you can just directly click on and start learning as well. The advantage of following a channel is if there are any new contents or updates, you will actually get notified about it. So it's only because of ease of the usability is where you can actually follow that. Now, the next row that you see here are the list of all the 10 professional skills that we have. And I think Dr. Buddha also talked about the various opportunities that are coming up. We know there's a lot of thing about gig economy today. So gig economy is nothing but more of each individual. It turns out more like an entrepreneur, right? So it's not just about the technical capability that you have, but it's about these soft skills and the business skills, which are equally or more important for students to really thrive. So what we cover here is typically things like collaboration, creative problem solving, critical thinking, digital leadership, communication, and so on. Right? So we have a lot of good curated content and courses on these areas, which the students and the faculty members, all of you can actually benefit from. What you see next here is basically the industry and government approved, like Garima also mentioned about the course that we have from Adobe on the UX design. Those are all something which aligns with the foundation curriculum. These are all approved by the government. It aligns with the NSQF as well. And of course, since it is aligned with NSQF, it aligns with the credit thing as well. So the university level, you can actually align that. What you see at the end is something that we've added recently because there's a lot of demand in terms of programming languages and software tools. And at the moment, we have a course on Python because that's very prevalent in these days, and we have a course on that. And again, as I mentioned earlier, once you sign up as well, you see a chatbot here, which you can leverage. Now, let me get into one of these areas and then show you. Like start with AI, if I just click on that. What you see here is there are various types of content that we have. The intent, because this is a national skilling platform, and the intent is to leverage this to make India as the global talent hub. There are different kind of audience that we have. There are people who might be absolutely naive to a particular area, or there could be people who are already at a particular level. So we wanted to cater to all of them. So what we've done is, if you look at the first one, which is getting started with AI, this is what we call as a pathway. This is a list of all content that are put together in a logical sequence with a definitive learning outcome in mind. And any user who completes this, these are typically about half-an-hour modules, right? So once you complete, you get a starting with AI. This is the additional batch that a user gets. And it just takes about half an hour. And it's again, a mix of different types of content, right? From article to video. And you have a small one question here, just to understand whether you test your awareness about the technology area. It's not about a certification or assessment. It's just a self-awareness thing. Once you complete, you get a digital badge. So let me go back and then show you as a next logical thing. This is the foundation course. Like what Garima talked about is for the UX design. We have similarly for artificial intelligence as well. This is from a partner called SkillUp. And as you see here, this is free until 17th May for enrollment. And once you enroll, you have 6 months to complete the course as well. Now, then we have a logical progression of applications of AI. Now you've understood, but how does it really apply in the real world? And then of course, you get deeper into the subject, like machine learning courses there. And of course, we have also a Microsoft AI series program here. So that's more in terms of how it is structured here. The similar thing you will actually see on when you get into individual areas as well. For example, if I get into a big data analytics, you would see a lot of pathways, which are in the logical sequence. People can actually take that. It's just roughly about 30, 35 minutes to build awareness about the technology. And then you have a foundation course. It has an inbuilt assessment, which a student can or a faculty can take and get certified as well. And of course, then there are deep level courses which are available. So this is a similar format that you would see for the professional skills as well. In the paucity of time, I'm not getting into each of them, but that's how it is structured. Now, if you get to the My Learning tab, which is the next tab, you will actually see there's an important thing, because when I talked about this follow, this is what happens when you start following a particular technology area or a professional skill. It actually throws it. The platform has an AI engine, so it will curate and throw you relevant content, which you can actually start learning. It's to develop the habit of continuous learning. This is an important thing which I'm clicking on right now, which is the skills passport. So every user will have this skills passport, and they have the points accrued. So this is more of a gamification. So as a student or as a user, you start learning and do various activities on the platform. There are points which are accrued, and this could be used within your institution to just kind of create a competitive thing, to saying that who is on top of the leaderboard, can we recognize the top 5 or top 10 and all that. So that's more of a gamification. And these are the batches that you would see that I have earned so far, and it will show up on your skills passport profile as well. And then if I have accessed something at last where I left off, I can go back from here and start learning again. So that's more on the skills passport. And I just want to touch upon a very important topic. This is called the campus to corporate. So you might see a lot of these groups here because I have the admin access, but I want you to focus on the campus to corporate thing. This is an open group that we created, keeping in mind our experience with the B2B as well. And industry today says that irrespective of what branch the student comes from, the learning agility is something which organizations are looking for. It basically means, are people learning beyond what they are given? Do they have the ability to unlearn and learn new things as well? So to address that, we have curated the digital 101 program, which is more of an, I would say, a placement prep thing that students can actually learn, build an awareness about these areas, so that when they are in the group discussions or interviews, they can actually have a more meaningful conversation and create an impact. So we have modules here. At the end, you have an assessment as well. So once the student completes that, there is a certification that he or she gets. And of course, you have a search part on the top. So if I have to search something on a particular topic, I could do that if you really want to go through the pain of that. So you could actually, if healthcare, if you see, there are a lot of pathways which are like application of AI on healthcare, RP on healthcare, blockchain on healthcare. So that's how you can actually leverage that. So, and then you have a My Guide. If you're stuck somewhere in the platform and you need help, of course you have the chatbot, but this could be your first destination, where it's more of a self-help kind of a guided video that you could use to get more awareness about the platform and start leveraging it. So with that, I'll stop here and see if there are any questions, then we can address that as well.
Thank you, Venkat. Thank you very much. If I can go back to the screen.
Yes.
Thank you. If Amrita, if you could go back to the screen on the next slide.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Madam, I am from SV University.
We'll keep questions towards the end, sir. We'll just complete this and we are keeping a large chunk of time only for questions. So just make note of them and we'll definitely take you. Next slide, if you can, Amrita, please.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing. All these courses are free of cost. Okay, so you don't need to pay anything, not for faculty as well as for students. You know, for faculty as well as for students, it's free.
So thank you so much, Venkat, for that very succinct and very clear articulation and overall drive that you've taken us, and we will be taking questions. But before we move further, what AICT and NASSCOM has articulated in the next few slides is a very focused program of our learning so that you will be benefited, and we would like to monitor and see how every one of the universities is integrating these programs, whether it's Digital 101, which is going to be or foundation programs, and then subsequent the deep skilling programs. These are three categories, and we'll follow up with an internship also. We'll see how we can integrate it. But before I do that, may I invite Mr. Anurag from Cisco, who has also partnered us very deeply in all the various programs, to speak about their partnership with us in enabling these programs for us. Mr. Anurag? Yes, please. Over to you. Can't hear you, Mr. Anurag. You're on mute. Yes. You're muted again. Yeah, you're muted again, Mr. Anurag. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, good morning all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So thanks a lot, Dr. Sandhya, for inviting us to be part of this session. So Hemachandra Reddy Garu, I'm not sure whether you are there on the call or not.
I'm here.
Hi, sir. Dr. Buddha. So
hello.
I'm very proud to be partner of this.
I kept written notes. Okay.
We are very proud of this initiative which AICT and NASSCOM FutureSkills has taken. And as Dr. Sandhya was mentioning, we partnered last year, and some of our courses are already there on FutureSkills Prime. And we are trying to deepen our engagement, and we are trying to put in more of our skilling programs on this portal so that students and the colleges, they can make best use of this opportunity. As a tech company, we strongly believe that we have some edge over other industries, right? Being a tech company, we can actually solve some of the larger and wicked problems of this society with scale. So that's why on the business side, already we partnered with NASSCOM, of course, but we got this opportunity to work closely with FutureSkills Prime, also for our academy programs. And as Dr. Buddha was mentioning that about AP State, right? The AP has some inherent quality and some, inbuilt infrastructure and mind share that whenever we also do some campus recruitment for our own organization, we always see that the major chunk of the students, they come from this state. So there is that inherent intelligence in AP students, and we are very glad to work for their upskilling and this industry 4.0 skills which Dr. Buddha was talking about. We are really glad to be partnering for this, and we are ready to be part of this journey along with all the colleges and the students. So we have a program called Cisco Networking Academy, where there are a lot of instructor-led courses and also these foundation courses. And many of you are there on the call. There are many engineering colleges who are already part of Cisco Networking Academy. But we really want all of you to deepen this engagement and to extend this partnership with NASSCOM FutureSkills Prime. And we look forward to this partnership. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop in a note to Dr. Sandhya, Dr. Buddha, or me. We are there for all your help, and we are looking forward to extend these programs to each and every institution of AP. So in the paucity of time, I will stop here, Dr. Sandhya.
Thank you so much, Anurag. Can we have the slide change, please, Amrita? So thank you all. And this is the AICT NASSCOM focused program. Venkat and I will take you through this. Rather, all of you will know that this platform, which is AI enabled, is going to be available to all of you post an interaction and formalization with the AP State Council of Higher Education. But we will take you through a focused program, as I've said, one on placement prep, preparing the students for jobs of the future. Then professional development of faculty so they themselves can help the students. And thirdly, we'll bring out an internship program, which is one which you're going to start with, which is on cybersecurity. So next screen, please. So Venkat, please chip in as it on. So in this Digital 101 program, we are recommending 3 areas. One will be specifically on the technical and business skills for professional success. The second will be on the digital technology, the domain itself, and the essentials of business skills. So these are not aligned to a particular NSQF level. They're about 15 hours of learning. But the beauty of it is at the end of this completion, you will be able to get a certificate from NASSCOM FutureSkills as well as jointly with AICT. It works very well and creates an awareness for you when you are going for your interviews. Amazing content provided by our member companies. Anything that you would like to add on this particular point, Venkat?
Sure, Dr. Sandhya. Yeah, this again, we built it based on the experience from the corporate world as well, because in corporate world, if you look at it, there are a lot of organizations who are mandating that everybody in the organization, irrespective of whether they are from the IT, non-IT support function, get at least build an awareness on these technologies. And as I mentioned earlier, for the freshers or students as well, they're looking at learning agility. So this definitely helps them when they go for the placement prep in terms of GDP and interviews. So this would definitely help them build an awareness, and it only broadens the horizon, the way they think on the art of possibilities as well.
And most of the universities who are here present today, especially the vice chancellors, you have, as per the Act of Parliament, the right to initiate and integrate programs of learning on any mode, whether it's virtual or offline, into your university system. It would be extraordinarily important for candidates to integrate it in the system by giving them some credits. Now, you could give probably a half a credit or so, but see that it is a part of the program so that they do not miss the bus. Next screen, Amrita.
One other point on this is also, since FutureSkills Prime is also available as a mobile app, right? And these are all bite-sized learning. So students, actually, we've seen that they are more comfortable just on the move. These are like 30 minutes modules. They just pick up the mobile and learn that as well. So that's another advantage.
Extraordinary. Thank you so much for that. So the next piece that we have got is the foundation. So you learn a little bit on awareness on the Digital 101, but we also have in the placement prep foundation courses. You need in your time of interviews and also for your own understanding, whether you're a job seeker or ultimately intend to be a job creator, you need to know how these technologies apply in actually enabling jobs of the future and how they're going to be useful to society and the globe at large. So we have programs identified by AICT as well as ourselves as Artificial Intelligence Foundation, Big Data, Cloud Computing, UX, and IoT. You will see that we have partners from Microsoft, Adobe, Jigsaw, SkillUp who are making this available. These are hot topics, get on board, and these are about 45 hours or so. And one thing here in particular, that this is NSQF aligned. So once it's NSQF aligned, under the National Education Policy, the new one that's come out, anything that's NSQF aligned can be made credit equivalents. So if you have a theory of 15 hours, 1 credit, practical 30 hours, 1 credit, or 45 hours of experiential learning or vocational is also 1 credit. So this can be integrated into your program of formal learning because it's so critical, because without this, you are an academician without the practical understanding of these technologies that is changing our world. Any input from your side here, Venkat, please?
Again, the same thing, just to relate to the corporate world as well. These are something which are widely adopted. We have seen a lot of organizations emphasizing on their, not just the future workforce, but also the existing workforce to go through these foundation level courses. So that's an endorsement that industry really requires and validates this.
And for the first 6 months, almost up to June or so, these are going to be freely available. And subsequently, we will see how we can continue. But as Venkat had one time articulated, suppose it's going to finish in May, June as a free course. If you have started it, it gives you 6 months time for you to actually complete it. So it will not suddenly charge you or anything. So it's going to be freely available for you. So as citizens of India, this is only open to all of you. So please make the best of it. Next slide, please. Next slide, Amrita. So here is about now we have spoken what we have in a focused approach on the Digital 101 and the foundation courses for candidate students. But here for faculty too, it's very important because they need to understand the application so that they can augment their own learning and consider it and integrate it, whether it's civil, chemical, mechanical, BBA, BSc, BCom, whichever course that you take. No industry sector is going to be free of these technologies. It's going to ease up the life and make it available. Say if I take automotive, for example, a car usually has about 20,000 parts, but the new Tesla has only 50 parts. And then how you would maintain that car, the type of material that you use, the science behind it is all an integration of IoT, blockchain, AI, big data, and then converts into a robotic process automation. It will also have AVR processes for biometric recognition of yourself as the owner of the vehicle. So there is a huge integration of things that's going to happen. Digital manufacturing will come into way, where pharmaceuticals, healthcare will all be connected to give you customized medicines, etc. So it is very important that the UX foundation, the IoT, the cloud, the data, and the AI collaboratively come together. And therefore, how can you enrich the experiential learning of your students? This again, as I've said before, is AI, what do you call it, credit equivalent possibility because it is NSQF aligned. Next slide, please. So in the later. Go back one slide, please. So for professional development, this is for faculty, we recommend that vulnerability assessment, introduction to cybersecurity essentials, Azure security engineer, cloud security essentials, machine learning, fundamentals of data analytics are critically important, and they are all industry partner provided. They're all ranging from 23 to 50 hours. You can again have credit equivalents, but if faculty learn this, they can integrate it as a part of the curriculum and enable student learning. So you see how Venkat has taken you through the platform. It's very easy learning, but we will encourage that this be made a part of the program of learning. Subsequent round about March or so, when you have the government might also bring about an incentivized scheme for faculty. So if this becomes, you might find other paid programs that come into play. And if there is interest for the faculty can get incentivized to basically have some part of their fee, which they're paid for other paid programs, they might be able to earn it back on the platform. So that is going to be something subsequently that is going to come about. Any inputs from your side further for this, Venkat, or we can?
Yeah, just one thing, Dr. Sandhya, is for all these foundation level courses and these NAS-aligned courses that you see here, there are also SSC NASSCOM assessments, which we would strongly encourage people to take because that's sort of pulling it end to end. You learn and then you get yourself certified as well.
So those certifications, if you move to the next slide, those certifications, we would urge the vice chancellors to see that it becomes a part of the professional development of faculty, and they might also be given some promotion or some sort of incentivization in the university structure. Because unless we enable and strengthen the faculties, I don't think we will be able to do the massive dream that India has of enabling India as the talent hub of the world. Last but not the least, but round about February mid, we'll be able to bring out the Cisco cybersecurity internship. So this has been heavily endorsed, again, every one of the programs, but this particular has been heavily endorsed by Dr. Buddha and AICT in particular. And there will also be a recommended hackathon and as a competition that will come into play. This is almost around about 90 hours, and that will complete it over two semesters or so. Or it depends on how we will work. So we'll work with each of the universities under the guidance of AICT to make this a possibility. So with this, I would like to conclude. If you have anything here, Venkat, that you would like to add before we move on. Yep, over to you, Venkat.
Sure. So what we would only request all the vice chancellors, Dr. Buddha, and all the principals here is you can actually tweet on and post it on social media. Because while the intent is to really leverage this to make India as a digital talent hub, that becomes only a reality when we all get together and spread the word. Because there are a lot of good things available, but at the moment, probably only few are aware of that. So we would request all of you to sort of do that.
So one of the things that we can do is, as Venkat has said, this is device agnostic. It can be on your tablet, on your laptop, it can be on your cell phone. It's an amazing piece and you can learn on the go. It is also very, very important that all officials, including government officials, get onto this, because only if you understand the application and the impact that these technologies can create, can you also nurture startup communities in your own state. Because that's when the business will grow, and with the increase of job creators, job seekers will definitely be benefited. Academia and industry must be two sides of the same coin. So each one of you can open up centers of excellence, which you already have in AP, which is going to be industry oriented to make this work. So we will go into next steps will be a process of having an MOU with the state government and with the individual universities under the direction of AP government as well as the state government, and then take it forward and see how we can monitor each one of this. So we would like to see that over a period of 1 year or so, that we will be able to all direct our companies and say that globally, AP state government has actually enabled us, and these courses have been completed by almost 50 to 60% of all universities, colleges, and faculties. So then we can invest and attract investment, and also see that the gig and the hustle economy processes. Sitting at home, sitting in your closet, in your space, anytime, anywhere, you can work for any employer in the world. So towards that end, I would now open the door to question and answers, and over to Venkat and Dr. Hemchandra Reddy Babu, please.
Dr. Satya, that was a wonderful presentation by both you and Dr. Venkatraman. As you were suggesting repeatedly that there shall be credits awarded to these certificate programs. We have already incorporated such features in the curriculum. We have recently, I was mentioning you at the beginning, that we have redesigned the entire curriculum. We brought in this credit transfer, and we permitted the students to take up online programs. And this is a wonderful opportunity for us. Dr. Buddha was mentioning in between that it's all at free of cost. And I heard you saying that they are all free up to June. And thereafter, I don't know, what is the roadmap? Because, we take it very strongly with all the universities. We encourage them to switch on to such platforms. We encourage students to take advantage of this. And when once they are used to it, and we shall have a roadmap, what after June and how this can be made available to them. Maybe if you can have a word on that, then we will ask the Vice Chancellors to respond to this presentation.
Venkat?
Yeah.
Yes, Venkat.
So again, if you look at the courses that we listed there, we had put in a date there. For some of them, some partners actually have indicated that it'll be free till, say, May 17th or June or so, right? And that is for enrollment. So once a student or faculty enrolls, they typically have about 3 to 6 months to complete it, depending on the individual partner. And again, if you look at some of them which are coming from the industry, for example, Adobe or Microsoft and all that, we really don't have a timeline, right? So it is open. It is going to be open for much longer time. Just as an indicative thing, because the policies could change within the organization. Just for that, we have put in a timeline, but that's going to be available on the platform. And we are, as we also indicated, like Cisco and Adobe, we are also working with other industry leaders as well. They are also keen on partnering with us. And the journey has just begun. So I'm sure as we move on, we will have a lot more coming into the platform as well.
Mr. Venkatraman, I have one request to make to you and Dr. Sandhya as well.
Sure.
I'm very happy to see that you have provision for internship as well through this portal. And one of the initiative Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh wanted us to take is to offer internship, 10 months of mandatory internship to all the students. Now, when I'm looking at talking about the higher education, I'm talking about 1 million students enrolled into higher education of Andhra Pradesh. That's very huge. And of course, from the government side, we are, preparing models how we can offer internships to these students. And I could see you have a provision for internship in cybersecurity, etc. Maybe if we can take it a little further, and if we can bring in other technologies into it, so that students feel it very happy to enroll into internship and get a certification from you. Over to you, Dr. Sandhya.
I mean, you're precisely right in it, but AICT has also said, let's do a focused approach and see how this model works. And therefore, they said cybersecurity will impact all the industries, even in the present structure. And therefore, we have got it as a free internship with a huge financial backing from Cisco, so that it will be made available. So let's start with that, Professor Garu. And then what we will do is we will hear what the requirements are from the state of AP. And Venkat will definitely enable it with other industries also. We'll do that.
Thank you.
And also the other point, Professor Hemachandra, is also in the future, even if we have paid courses on the platform, one, we're making sure it's very reasonable priced. It aligns with the curriculum. And that's where what Dr. Sandhya was mentioning, the government incentive is also sort of coming. So we're trying to make it very, very affordable for the masses as well. And while we continue to work with the industry to get free modules as well.
Mr. Venkataraman, is it not a good idea somewhere NASSCOM and APSHE sits together and discusses the requirements of our curriculum and then the courses that we expect from you? Maybe we are as such thankful to you and AICT, FS Prime, you're voluntarily coming forward offering this. But to take it to a next level, why can't we have a discussion, identify those programs and courses which are essential for us, so that you can also incorporate that in the FS Prime?
Sure, absolutely.
Definitely,
we are delighted to do that.
We will customize with your requirements. That is our aim. So this is the start. But what we have also learned very surprisingly, Professor Garu, from our own, that when we make a huge bouquet of offerings, it seems globally people get lost because there's too much on the plate. So we go in a focused manner and see, and then take them up to the next levels. So that has been also the guidance given by Professor Sahasrabuddhe and Dr. Buddha, so which we are following. And therefore, we'll definitely open, and this is not a one-off, it's a long-term association that we are nurturing. And in this regard, I would also like to show if Mr. Uday Shankar and Mrs. Sri Devi would also be available. They will work closely with you also, so that on the day-to-day requirements, they will connect. And then I will see that we'll be able to work with Mr. Venkataraman to see that AP becomes the state of what you desire to be.
Yeah, Dr. Sandhya, you were talking about Sridevi. Sridevi was very much part of our curriculum design team.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So she was invited and she participated in the deliberations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll take this forward now so as to see that we have a focused approach, and then we are able to monitor so that we'll have a dashboard which clearly articulates and shows us very clearly how much we have achieved, because otherwise the indicator goes off, sir. That is what we want to do. That's one way we want your support and guidance there.
Thank you. That's all from my side, Dr. Sandhya.
Any questions over to the university, sir? Any questions?
Yeah, just one message for all the viewers here. On the chat window, if you see, there are a lot of messages which have been put in there. We would strongly encourage or appreciate if you could actually post it from your handles. There are Twitter and LinkedIn handle also provided there. So if you could just do that, it would really help spread the word and make sure it reaches to a lot more students who are participating in this program.
Any questions from anybody, sir? Over.
Hello, madam. I'm from SV University, madam. Hello.
Yes,
can the certificate courses can be treated on par with the MOOCs courses that is available for BTech courses or another thing?
Dr. Buddha, it is actually being signed off both by AICT and us. Dr. Buddha, would you like to take that? From our side, it is confirmed. All these certificate courses are signed both by AICT and by us. Dr. Buddha Garu?
Dr. Sandhya, I'll take this question.
Sure, sir.
Sir, may I know who's that online? Who posed this question?
Narayan Reddy, sir. Principal, sir. SVUC, sir. Good afternoon.
Narayan Reddy Garu. Yeah. Sir, if you have gone through the recent curriculum, we gave that flexibility to the university.
Yes.
Let your board of studies decide what courses are permitted, what online courses are permitted. Now you can include NASSCOM also into it. Straight away you can certify, and the credits can be transferred to the students, portfolio.
Sir, in such cases, these certificates also should have some credits, sir.
That's what. These are all credit-based courses. That's what Dr. Sandhya repeatedly mentioned in our presentation. So whatever, our requirement of 3 credits for theory or 1.5 credit for laboratory, maybe you can equate, your board of studies can recommend, instead of this course, this can be opted in FS Prime. And when once certification is brought back, earned by a student, he can be awarded so many credits. I think at our level, we can discuss this.
Okay, thank you, sir. BOS can take the decision.
Thank you. Yeah, BOS can take a decision.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
No, sir, this is Professor Muzaffar Ali.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely, sir.
This is
Professor Muzaffar
Reddy from Venkateswara University, Tirupati. So this are quite interesting.
No, hold on, Professor Muzaffar Ali, the Vice Chancellor of Urdu University. Please go ahead, sir.
As far as the medium of instruction for these courses is, I understand English only.
Yes.
I just want to understand whether it is available in any of the Indian languages.
No, sir. In fact, if you look at the state government's vision, we are trying to make it mandatory, the medium of instruction as English. Maybe because you are a Vice Chancellor of Urdu University, you are particularly interested in vernacular, other language medium of instruction. I don't think, Dr. Sandhya, do you have the training material in other languages?
Presently not, sir, but we can always look, because there are a lot of technology tools that can convert into different languages. But we are looking from an employment point of view that for an individual to become a global player, English is still the language of business. That is there. So if there is a very strong requirement, we'll have to find funding for this particular requirement and see how we can work on it.
Yeah.
We've taken note of it.
Yeah. Now the gentleman from SV University.
Yes, sir. This is Professor Srinivas Reddy from SV University. Sir, good morning to everybody. I have a small question or suggestion. So these courses are quite interesting. If there is some placement assistance, it will be a lot of useful to the students. They get a lot of motivation from that side. If there is some kind of placement assistance.
Venkat, you want to take that? Or, yeah, please.
Yeah, so there are quite a few discussions which are happening to your question on the placement assistance. So one, if you look at in terms of preparation, that's why we showed you that digital 101, the corporate, campus to corporate kind of a thing. So that sort of prepares you better as an individual for any interviews or so. Apart from that, there are also discussions with the corporate as well. From our B2B experience, we know there are a lot of organizations who really value this foundation. We had one large organization who had actually adopted this, taken it to the academia as well. And they said if people have this NASSCOM SSC assessment on the foundation level, they would have an edge over others when it comes to recruitment. So industry is sort of valuing it, and people do get a preferential treatment if we're actually talking about that. Apart from that, we are also talking with MeitY and NSDC and MED on how do we really build this. So these are on the initial stages because we just started the journey. But definitely these are there on the cards. We are exploring different avenues to do that.
Yeah, students.
Just to give another example, just before this meeting, I had a meeting with a few other member organizations of ours. And we were just saying that a lot of people actually on the platform are getting skilled. So would you want to tap into the talent pool which is getting created? And a lot of them actually said, yes, we would, because everybody wants to cut down on their training cost.
Yes.
So these are definitely on the cards, and we'll definitely like to explore more.
So to augment what Venkat is saying, that's why we are building a skills passport. Your skills passport will show all the programs that you have additionally learned, which you can take, and the badges and certifications that can be made available in your interview. So if you permit us, we can definitely share those skills passport. Otherwise, anyway, any student will be able to use it in the preparation. We can also collaboratively work with you with an online virtual job fair. Nowadays that is also very feasible, which we have done, virtual job fairs, where students have already shared their passports along with their academic credits, so that they can be known and understood that they are a cut above the others because they are very well prepared for this. So we can look at very innovative ways of doing this. So happy to participate.
Yeah. And just a couple of other things also on the platform. Like once a student earns a badge or certificate, we can actually share that on your LinkedIn profile as well. That's more about building a personal brand and your credibility in the ecosystem. And with, I think, MeitY, we're also discussing to see how we can enable uploading this on the DigiLocker. So these are initial discussions which are there, but thoughts are and work are happening on those front as well.
Hello, this is Professor Jagannath Rao, Vice Chancellor of Adikavi Nannaya University.
Yes, sir, please.
First of all, I wish to congratulate both the AICT and APSI for having designed such a program. And we are looking forward for more help towards the students and the faculty. My question is, as you said, you have a bouquet of programs. And is there any way you can have structured programs for non-computer students like management or sciences who are also interested into getting into these skills? So can you start with the basics to a kind of advanced certification to these students?
So, Professor, as you mentioned, if you sort of reflect on what I did during the demo as well, is the way the content is structured, it is relevant for anybody and everybody, right? It need not be a person with a technical background. It could be a support function or non-IT as well, because it starts from a very basic awareness module, which anybody who understands English can actually learn and develop interest around that area. And depending on the interest, they can dive deeper into it. So to your question, it sort of caters already. And there are people from non-STEM and management background also who are actually already on board and leveraging it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is Professor Jamuna from Sri Padmavati Mahila University. Thank you, APSI and Dr. Sandhya's team for giving us a very excellent info, especially in line with the reforms taken up by the AP State Higher Education and also NEP 2020. Yes, as you said, we are in the process of doing so. So definitely we will try to incorporate appropriately wherever it is necessary in association with the APSI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, sir? Or should we conclude, Professor Garu? Hemchandra Garu?
Hello, good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Madam, this is Professor Ramalingaraju from JNTU Kakinada. Hello, am I audible?
Absolutely, sir.
Madam, I thank the APSI, the NASSCOM, and the Higher Education Department of the Government of Andhra Pradesh for arranging this beautiful program for sharing the digital skilling ideas. So, in line with the NEP 2020 and the directions of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, we have the JNTU University has adopted the revised curriculum and the revised report structure for higher education in JNTU. So that regulations we have brought in, and that is we are calling it as R20 regulations. As per the R20 regulations, we are proposing internships and the projects for the students for 10 weeks, like whatever our chairman APSI has mentioned. There are a lot of courses industry oriented have been suggested and incorporated into our curriculum. So you are just giving the supporting for digital oriented skills programs. But what about the other conventional professional courses like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering? For those kind of courses, can we have any programs to take care of the internships and the projects? For those things, I'm just requesting you.
So one of the things is we are working with AICT, and as Dr. Buddha has shown you that there is an internship new program that is started up on the AICT program. And we are going to actually ask all our industry members to put up internship requests that they have on that particular centralized platform. So one of the things is all the older programs of mechanical, civil, chemical, EEE or CS, etc., continue as is, but we all seem to have an integration into these emerging technologies. So those programs need to be revised and upgraded to encompass the impact that mechanical engineering, how will it actually, those engineers understand IoT integration or how cyber security, because everything is moving into the digital manufacturing. The old manufacturing processes have changed from the heavy intensive hardware. It's now becoming a SaaS on an iPaaS model. So how it's going to transfer to the cloud and how the infrastructure is then going to be accommodated, constantly integrating with all other stakeholders. So those are the set of scenarios that you will get an insight into on understanding how these technologies integrate with the traditional programs. So that's where we are at, sir. So have a look at these programs and then we can definitely discuss under the guidance of Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu. We'll do that, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Dr. Sandhya, if there are no other questions, we can conclude. But before we conclude, I have an appeal to make to all our respected vice chancellors. See, they must have gone through the presentation given by Venkatraman. And all these video lectures and skills are listed there. Now, my appeal to all vice chancellors is, please ask your BOs, chairpersons, or heads of departments to visit this FS Prime once and identify all those courses which fits into your curriculum. And also ask your placement officers to go through this FS Prime and identify those skills which are really required. And now any kind of minor adjustments into the curriculum, we can call for giant boards of studies meeting and adjust it. So very effectively, because, I should thank Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha for, readily agreeing to help us, and Dr. Sandhya, with the request of Dr. Buddha, he has agreed readily to launch this program from Andhra Pradesh for the first time. So definitely Andhra Pradesh higher education system shall make the best use of this offer given jointly by NASSCOM and AICTE, and at least tell the rest of the country that we are very serious in embracing the technology and technology initiated learning. So that's one appeal. And the second thing, Dr. Buddha was casually talking to me, said the Andhra Pradesh higher education system is not showing much of an interest towards the skilling initiative taken by AICTE. I was a little surprised because, on one hand, our Honorable Chief Minister is advocating, in fact, promoting mandatory internship. And some of the institutions have not taken it very serious. And that was the, the comment which I never thought I could hear from AICTE. But nevertheless, we can refocus ourselves, and together we can build a robust higher education system in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Sandhya, that's the appeal from my side to all the vice chancellors.
Right.
Maybe you can take.
Thank you so much, Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu. Post in continuation of this, what we will do is from our side, see that the link, I'm already sure it's there, but once more send out the link to AP State Council. And if you forward us all the emails, we will also see that the various courses on Digital 101 Foundation for Faculty Development are made available so that they can go in a focused manner to this and then say how it's going to get integrated in the Board of Studies under your direction. So section by section, we will, if there is any problems, we'll be able to take it forward and have a time plan. Then we can say by X number of months, if this is ready, then we will be able to also promote it to all our industries to say that this is a group of people who are enabled in this. So it will help in the placement prep. So then we can bring in the next level of integration. So with that, I have to definitely thank Dr. Chandrasekhar Buddha Garu and yourself, Hemchandra Garu, and also thank Sri Satish Chandra Garu, who has basically given us all the supports to make this available. And we will definitely work very closely with you to make this happen. Sridevi and Uday will be there to help. Of course, Venkat leads this particular program. Last but not the least, I have to mention there are two very critical people who have been driving this from the back end. One is Ms. Kirti Seth, who actually is the lead for the whole platform and the beautiful way it actually integrates as an aggregator model, which is one unique proposition in the world. You see, it is an aggregator model where anybody can come and quote on that particular platform and see that this industry-ready programs are available. And Mr. Amit Agarwal, who is the CEO of the ITITS Sector Skill Council, who is also the enabling visionary behind all of this. So thank you once again for your great support. And Kirti, Venkat, Uday, Sridevi, and with, of course, Amit at the back end, will continue to support you and see that Andhra can become one of the key states in the globe. Already, I'm informed that 40% of Silicon Valley's DNA is from Andhra Pradesh. So let us see that we can take this forward. Thank you so much.
Just to add,
yes,
yes, just on a little joke, I would say we have our analyst tells us which state is doing how well on FutureSkills Prime. So I realize that that's a very nice tool to share with all the states and say who's going to be top of that leaderboard. So we look forward to Andhra getting to the top of it.
Yeah, looking forward.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all Vice Chancellors for participating.